Hello everyone, this is Kenji here again. Good to see everyone again. Thanks for coming to watch my another video. I just wanted to start off by thanking everyone who actually have left a lot of kind words, great, very encouraging comments in my last video. You guys are really nice and very sweet. I think it really helped me to read a lot of encouraging words and kind words. A lot of people saying they are going to pray for me. I think that was really nice and kind of them. So I really appreciate for a lot of people who have watched my video and also who has left very kind comments in my video, and also for those who have made donations to my buy me a coffee page. I think that one really helps a lot too. So yeah, I really want to thank those people who have made donations to my buy me a coffie page. Thank you so much. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to share, some update so far. So today, an update on my cancer journey, I guess, right? So today, I actually got to see my oncologist for the first time. And I think it went very well overall. She was very kind. She was very nice. She was also this very young Asian female doctor. She was I think she might be actually even younger than me, right? Yeah, she was very kind, and she had a lot of empathy, and she was also very thorough in explaining the treatment and what the expectations can be for my treatment. And she basically went over the MRI scan that they did recently. Yeah, so my MRI scan came out. So I did an MRI scan last week to confirm the stage of my rectal cancer, right? And unfortunately, it's not looking good. They staged it at T3, which means stage 3, and then there's like more acronyms after that. I forget the exact acronyms or code, but basically it has so when it's stage 3, it usually means the cancer cell has invaded other types of cells, right? So like not just the cancer is on my rectal cell, I guess, but it has like invaded those lymph nodes nearby, or like lymph nodes that's connected to the surface cell, right? So yeah, it's quite invasive, or how should I say it, aggressive, right? Aggressive form right now. But luckily CT scan also came out as well, and it confirmed that there is no metastasis, right? So which means there's no spread of the cancer in other organs of my body. So it's rather just very focused local area where cancer is infecting the organ, which happens to be my rectal area, right? So they call it rectal cancer or colorectal cancer. And when I first came into the doctor's office, she introduced herself, and she was saying how like she feels very sorry, like you're so young still. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but we're gonna get through this together, right? And yeah, she pretty much I think she probably spent at least half an hour, I think like 45 minutes to an hour, right? Just going over the treatment, going over the cancer, like my diagnosis. She was asking me questions about my family history of cancer and also my health history as well. She went over the MRI scan with me as well, and also, yeah, she also went over the treatment options, right? So she basically said that for stage 3 rectal cancer, the treatment is pretty standard, and she was saying how pretty much they're going to do chemo for 4 months, right? Totaling of 8 treatments within those 4 months. So basically I get a round of chemo like every 2 weeks, right? That's going to go for 4 months. So that's going to be totaling of that's gonna be 8 treatments in total, right? So she's gonna do chemo. So she's going to give me like those infusions, infusions into my body, right? So she's going to hook up this pump on part of my chest, through which they're going to administer this chemo injection, right? So they're gonna do that for 4 months. After that, she said I'm going to get radiation treatment, right? So which is going to go for another 2 months, right? So it's going to be 6 months for chemo and radiation, right? So after that, they're going to do surgery to remove the tumor in my rectal area, right? So the goal of chemo and radiation, she said, is to reduce the size of the tumor as little as possible, so the outcome of the surgery can be better, and also be easier for them to remove the tumor from my rectal area, if I remember correctly. Right? So yeah, and she let me ask, like, I actually because I am type of person that needs to know, like, I guess needs to find out like what kind of information, or needs to find that information and wants to have as much knowledge as possible before I begin such a I guess serious treatment like cancer treatment, right? I actually did my own research before I came in today, and I went on this website called collintown.org, where they pretty much gives a whole very extensive lecture or extensive information on just colorectal cancer only, right? So they talk about like what is colorectal cancer, what is the conventional treatment for it, what are the biomarkers you could do, or you could get, to test the possible genetic or possible genes or mutations in the particular form of a cancer you're dealing with, right? So yeah, it's very thorough and extensive, and I actually did my own research before I came in, because I felt like without like doing my own research, I just felt like I wouldn't really understand, even if like the doctor try to explain to me like what the treatment is going to be, right? And I'm actually really, really glad that I did my own research, because pretty much all the stuff she explained to me was kind of like a review I already like saw on that website, right? So it made a lot of sense to me. But as when I was reading those contents on the website, that I had to actually read it over and over, like several of them, some of them, because like some of them like didn't really make sense, like biomarkers. What is biomarkers, right? And what is germline testing, which is like another type of testing to, I believe, test their genes or mutations, right? Which actually my doctor my oncologist actually, she said is going to order for me as well. But she actually explained to me that she said this. She said like how some of our patients, surprisingly, some of our patients are actually like in my age group, like 20s and 30s, right? And she also said that like how the general trend these days is like people in their 20s and 30s, the rate of people, that and that are diagnosed with colorectal cancer in their 20s and 30s are actually going up. And she was saying how there's not enough like study done on it, but they are suspecting that it's probably the food we're eating, right? Because she said that how people in their 50s, actually the rate of the people in their 50s that are diagnosed with cancer is going down, but somehow the younger people are now getting more diagnosed, or getting diagnosed more with cancer, right? Colorectal cancer. And another thing that actually really kind of shocked me was that how, so like I asked her like what is the like outlook, like how are your other patients doing in terms of treatment and recovery and remission, right? And she actually told me, this really surprised me, but she told me that majority of her patients, like younger patients, they're mostly diagnosed with at stage 4, right? And I was like, wait, like why is that, right? And she said actually it's because a lot of primary care doctors, when these patients and these young patients bring up to their primary care doctors attention to their attention how they're experiencing these symptoms, often they're very dismissed as insignificant, because they think that, like, these doctors think that they're too young to have cancer, right? So they don't really order like colonoscopy or other tests to screen for cancer, right? Until actually the cancer like progresses rapidly to the last stage of cancer, which is stage 4, right? And and she said actually I'm kind of like a rare exception how I diagnosed at stage 3. She told me I'm a rare exception among her patients. This really, really shocked me. Like, it's crazy how stage 3 can actually be an exception, right? Like majority is stage 4. So yeah, she did explain all the possible side effects of chemo, right? So chemo is basically, you're kind of like, it's kind of like a toxin, right? In my opinion, they're putting in like the toxin in your body that kills cancer, right? And why do I call it toxin? Because it can also kill it, not can, but it actually does kill your healthy cells too. And she was saying how the reason why people have a lot of side effects is because not only cancer cells die, right, get killed and die, but also healthy cells get killed and die, right? So yeah, a lot of these side effects like nausea, loss of appetite, chills, what else? Like headache, right? Things like that. Like those are the symptoms you get because your healthy cells are dying and your body is suffering from healthy cells dying, right? So I think that's why a lot of people definitely don't really look forward to getting chemotherapy. And I've heard like a lot of horror stories of people diagnosed with cancer going through chemo treatment, and how much of a suffer and struggle, like painful experience it is in and of itself, like just going through chemo, right? Like it almost made it look like they are like chemo is like the one actually that's killing them, right? Because it's so toxic. But I mean, like, what else can I do though, right? This is what I gotta do, I feel like. And she said that like how she aims to do minimum of six chemotherapies, six chemo treatments, and that's minimum, right? But she is actually she's aiming for 8 because I'm still young and she's actually going for the cure. She said that like she believes that like I can be cured, right? So yeah, that's what she's going for. And basically what's gonna happen is that before each chemo she will do blood like lab work, right, to test my blood, white blood cell count, red blood cell count, pellets in my blood, and like other like vitamin D level and other electrolytes level. She's going to test everything to make sure that my body is ready to do chemo, pretty much, right? So it's not like, oh, like, here this, just do it, like we're gonna give you infusion for the next like 4 months, you just deal with it, bear with it, right? No, that's not how it's gonna go. She's gonna test to make sure that like see my blood, to make sure that like my body is ready to do chemo, because like it's, yeah, your body has to be ready to be able to go through chemo. But anyways, yeah, so that's what's going to happen. So I'm yet to meet with my radiation oncologist and also surgeon this week. And yeah, I don't know why, but still it feels, I guess, a little surreal that I'm going through this journey, right? And maybe once I go through the chemo, I'll guess like it will, like the reality will set in, probably. But I just don't, it just feels weird, and it still feels like this is not really happening to me. It's, I don't know. But yeah, I hope that I'm really hoping that I can beat this cancer and like come out strong, right? And continue to share my great stories or sad stories or like upsetting stories. I mean, I could share actually these stories too, like why I'm going through the cancer journey, but right now, like I feel like my brain is really laser focused on my treatment. So I guess maybe for the next few videos I'm going to talk more about, or I'm going to continue to talk about my cancer journey. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, if you have watched up to this point, I really appreciate it. Again, you guys have been just really kind to me. I'm a just random stranger on the internet, and how much of support you guys give me, it's just really amazing, and it's really encouraging. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I really like you, love you all. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.